Hey everyone, it seems like Queen Consort Camilla is once again stirring up some classic royal drama. This time she's found herself in the middle of a heated clash with none other than Catherine, the Princess of Wales. To make matters even more intense, Princess Anne, always the steadfast defender of the royal family's reputation, stepped in to clear things up. It makes you wonder, how did Camilla ever think she could hold her ground in this situation? Spoiler alert, she didn't. The news is buzzing with stories about this dramatic showdown, and it's no secret anymore, much to Camilla's frustration. But honestly, is anyone shocked? Camilla has been struggling to find her place as Queen Consort for what feels like forever. Her efforts to overshadow Catherine just seem hopeless. After all, how can someone with Camilla's old-fashioned approach to royalty even begin to compete with the elegant and adored Catherine, who lights up every room she walks into? The answer is clear: she can't, and everyone is watching Camilla struggle in real time. The tension between her and Catherine has been building for years, but this latest incident finally exposed their long-standing rivalry. Imagine this: a supposedly routine royal event turns chaotic when Camilla, unable to hold back her frustrations any longer, makes a snide comment about Catherine not supporting King Charles' vision for a more streamlined monarchy. Really, Camilla? That's your move, coming from someone whose role in the royal family has been one long fight to stay relevant? It's almost sad to see her take this path. Almost. Meanwhile, Catherine stays calm and composed until Camilla's not-so-subtle jab hits close to home. And who could blame her for feeling hurt? Catherine has done more for the monarchy's image in a few years than Camilla could ever dream of. Every step she takes is a lesson in grace under pressure, showing what the royal family could be if it weren't weighed down by Camilla's old-fashioned ways. In contrast, Camilla's actions only push her further away from the family she so desperately wants to belong to. It's a classic story of an aging queen consort losing her grip on the crown, and this time it's painfully clear that nobody is cheering her on. Then comes Princess Anne, the royal family's secret weapon, known for her straightforward attitude and no-nonsense approach. Princess Anne's fierce loyalty to those she cares about came through in true fashion. She wasn't about to tolerate any of Camilla's passive-aggressive antics. Anne stepped in, sided with Catherine, and delivered a verbal smackdown that left Camilla stunned. It's almost amusing. Here's Camilla struggling to assert her authority, and with barely any effort, Anne cuts her down to size. If Camilla thought she could intimidate Anne, she clearly forgot who she was dealing with. Anne doesn't put up with nonsense, and Camilla, well, let's just say she's not exactly known for her sharpness. The public fallout from this confrontation has been disastrous for Camilla. Instead of establishing herself as a strong, capable queen consort, she's ended up cementing her role as the royal family's out-of-touch member, stuck in outdated ideas of what the monarchy should be. Meanwhile, Catherine and Anne have come out of this stronger than ever. Catherine, in particular, has made a smart move by staying silent, letting her actions speak for themselves. That silence is a stark contrast to Camilla's blundering. By not getting dragged into public mudslinging, Catherine is showing exactly why she's the future of the monarchy, while Camilla remains stuck in the past, struggling to stay relevant. And let's not forget the media frenzy that's erupted over this royal clash. Every tabloid and newspaper is picking apart Camilla's every move, and the message is clear: she's in over her head. Critics haven't held back, pointing out that instead of fostering unity within the royal family, Camilla's actions have only pushed her further away from key figures like Catherine and Anne. For someone who has spent years trying to convince the public that she's fit for this role, her efforts are unraveling fast. But here's where it gets really interesting. Camilla's outdated, stiff upper lip approach to the monarchy is completely out of touch with the times. The public has little patience for her brand of traditionalism, especially when Catherine embodies everything modern royalty should be: graceful, approachable, and genuinely connected to the people. Watching Camilla struggle to keep up is almost painful. If the monarchy is to thrive in the 21st century, it needs more Catherines and fewer Camillas, and everyone knows it. Every step Camilla takes just seems to confirm that she's living on borrowed time, barely holding on while the younger generation sweeps past her. The ironic part is that Camilla doesn't even seem to grasp how irrelevant she's becoming, even as she tries to assert herself. The tide is clearly turning against Camilla. The more she tries to assert herself, the more she ends up isolating herself. It's becoming obvious to both the public and the royal family that her time in the spotlight is fading fast. Meanwhile, Catherine's star keeps rising, and by refusing to engage with Camilla's petty antics, she's only solidifying her position as the true face of the monarchy. And then there's Anne, quietly but effectively delivering the final blow to any hopes Camilla had of being taken seriously. Anne has always been a formidable figure, but this latest clash has truly established her as the backbone of the royal family. While Camilla struggles, Anne stands strong, staying true to her values and loyalties. It's honestly refreshing to see someone like Anne call out Camilla's behavior for what it is: outdated, self-serving, and ultimately futile. It has left Camilla flailing in a role she was never truly prepared to handle. The public knows it, the royal family knows it, and deep down, even Camilla must know it. So, what does all this mean for the future of the British monarchy? Simply put, it signals that the monarchy is evolving, and Camilla isn't part of that evolution. The future belongs to Catherine, Anne, and those who can navigate the complexities of modern royalty with grace, poise, and a genuine connection to the people. Camilla's time, if you can even call it a reign, is coming to an end, and no amount of scheming or behind-the-scenes politics can change that. The public has spoken, and their message is clear: they've had enough of Camilla and are ready for a new era of royalty, one that doesn't include her. At the core of this ongoing saga is a battle for relevance, one that Camilla, despite her lofty title as queen consort, seems completely unprepared to win. Camilla is a relic of the past, desperately trying to assert herself in a royal landscape that has moved on without her. Her attempts to hold on to power feel more like the last-ditch efforts of someone realizing the walls are closing in. Every move she makes to secure her place in the family looks more like a stumble, leaving her constantly trying to catch up with the likes of Catherine and Anne, who effortlessly outshine her at every turn. Catherine's rise to prominence, in particular, has been nothing short of meteoric. The public adores her not because she chases the spotlight, but because she embodies everything they want the monarchy to be: modern, relatable, and genuinely connected to the world around her. While Camilla clings to her outdated ideas of royal decorum, Catherine has quietly transformed the public's view of the royal family. Her dedication to causes like mental health, children's welfare, and other important issues of our time shows a deep understanding of what it means to be a modern royal. Unlike Camilla, whose every action feels calculated and stiff, Catherine is a natural. It's no surprise that Camilla feels threatened. Catherine embodies everything she is not and everything the monarchy needs to be. But perhaps the most crushing blow to Camilla's ambitions doesn't come from Catherine, it comes from Princess Anne. Anne. If ever there was a royal who doesn't suffer fools gladly, it's her. Camilla may have once hoped to earn Anne's respect, or at least coexist with her in peace, but that ship sailed long ago. Anne has made her stance crystal clear: she has no patience for Camilla's nonsense and doesn't hesitate to let her know it. Anne's no-nonsense attitude is exactly what the royal family needs during this time of internal strife. Her unwavering commitment to duty and sharp wit cut right through the petty power plays and backroom scheming that seem to define Camilla's approach to royalty. Take, for example, the recent charity event where Anne reportedly didn't even acknowledge Camilla's presence. While the queen consort fluttered around trying to win over the crowd with limited success, as one might expect, Anne stayed firmly engaged in conversation with Catherine and other key figures, barely giving Camilla a passing glance. It may have been a small gesture, but it spoke volumes. Anne didn't need to make a scene or raise her voice to get her point across. Her mere presence serves as a reminder that Camilla is not, and never will be, on her level. And that's the heart of Camilla's problem. No matter how hard she tries, she simply can't command the respect that comes so naturally to figures like Catherine and Anne. It's as if Camilla is constantly trying to prove herself in a game where the rules were established long before she ever arrived, leaving her hopelessly outmatched. While Catherine's star rises higher with each passing day and Anne's legacy as a steadfast figure of royal duty remains strong, Camilla finds herself caught in a downward spiral of diminishing influence. But what exactly makes Camilla so unfit for the role she clings to so desperately? For one, her entire image is built on outdated values that might have worked in a past era but feel completely out of place today. While Catherine has embraced the public and opened up about her struggles, showing a level of vulnerability that resonates with people, Camilla remains closed off, stiff, and utterly unrelatable. She seems more focused on maintaining appearances than on genuinely engaging with the public in any meaningful way. Let's be honest, Camilla's attempts to position herself as a figure of authority within the royal family fall flat, especially when compared to the genuine warmth and competence Catherine displays. And then there's Anne. She deserves all the praise she gets. While Camilla might see herself as a source of wisdom in the family, Anne truly embodies royal duty and grace. She doesn't need a crown to command respect, her actions speak for themselves. Whether she's attending a charity event or representing the royal family abroad, she does so with a sense of purpose and commitment that Camilla could only dream of. While Camilla flounders, grasping at straws in an attempt to assert her dominance, Anne quietly goes about her work, getting the job done and earning the admiration of both the public and her peers. In fact, Anne's ability to outshine Camilla without even trying is perhaps the most damning evidence of Camilla's inadequacy. Here we have Anne, a woman respected not because she demands it, but because she has earned it through decades of hard work and dedication. In contrast, Camilla seems to believe that respect should automatically come with her title. The truth is, titles mean nothing if the person holding them lacks substance. That's where Camilla falters time and time again. She has the title, but she doesn't have the depth to back it up. Catherine and Anne, on the other hand, don't need to flaunt their titles to command attention. Their actions speak louder than words, and the public has taken notice. Catherine's charitable work, combined with her natural grace and poise, has endeared her to the nation in a way that Camilla could never hope to achieve. Anne's unwavering commitment to duty, whether she's attending hundreds of engagements each year or standing up for what she believes in, has cemented her place as one of the most respected members of the royal family. But Camilla, she's still struggling to find her footing in a world that has moved on without her. Her attempts to assert herself within the royal hierarchy come across as desperate and out of touch. She's trying to play a game. Camilla doesn't understand this, and the results are as painful as they are predictable. No matter how hard she tries, she will always be the odd one out, a relic of a bygone era, clinging to the remnants of a role she was never suited for in the first place. It's not just the public that has grown weary of Camilla's antics. There's a rising sense within the royal family that her time is up. As Catherine and Anne continue to gain prominence, commanding respect both within the family and among the public, Camilla is slowly but surely being sidelined. Her influence is fading, and it seems the royal family is ready to move on without her, and honestly, who could blame them? The monarchy is at a crossroads, and the choices it makes now will shape its future. Catherine and Anne embody a vision of the monarchy that is modern, relatable, and in touch with the people. Camilla, on the other hand, embodies the past, a monarchy that feels outdated, elitist, and out of step with the times. It's clear which direction the public wants the monarchy to take, and it's equally clear that Camilla is not part of that vision. As the royal family continues to evolve, her role will become increasingly marginal. She may still hold the title of Queen Consort, but in reality, her influence diminishes with each passing day. Catherine and Anne, by contrast, are only growing stronger, solidifying their positions as the true leaders of the royal family both now and in the future. Looking back on this entire saga, Camilla's ascent to Queen Consort feels like watching a Shakespearean farce unfold in real time. The only difference is that while the farce entertains us, it's clearly more of a tragedy for her. From the very beginning, Camilla's rise has been a clumsy attempt to transform herself from the other woman into a respected royal figure. But let's not kid ourselves. It's a transformation that hasn't quite clicked. Camilla is the sort of person who seems to invite witty remarks and jokes, mostly because she makes it so effortless. There's something almost funny about her eagerness to be seen as a leading presence in the royal family, even though deep down she knows she can't escape Diana's lasting legacy. The title of Queen Consort doesn't suddenly grant Grace respect or popularity, it's something that has to be earned. Yet time after time, Camilla behaves as though just wearing a crown instantly makes her adored, when really it feels more like watching a middle manager who mistakenly believes they're in charge. Look at Catherine, for example. She didn't have to fight her way into the public's heart or awkwardly scramble for a place in the royal family. Her charm came naturally, not because she demanded it, but because she earned it. Catherine approaches royalty with quiet grace, a gentle strength, and above all, a true sense of duty that deeply resonates with the public. Where Camilla often comes across as stiff and disconnected from modern Britain, Catherine understands what people expect from the monarchy today. In 2024, the public craves a relatable, warm and sincere figure who stands for progress, not the outdated remnants of an old aristocracy. Then there's Princess Anne. Where do we start? If Camilla's a missed attempt at royalty, Anne is the ultimate pro, the steadfast face of royal duty. Anne embodies everything Camilla does not. She's genuine, capable, and all business without a hint of pretense. Anne doesn't even seem to try, yet she commands respect wherever she goes. She spent decades quietly doing her work, and her reputation as the hardest working royal speaks for itself. Anne has never needed to push her way into the spotlight or seek approval. She's respected because she's earned it. The contrast between Anne and Camilla couldn't be clearer. While Anne gets things done without fuss or drama, Camilla seems to believe that simply standing beside Charles will make her essential to the monarchy. It's a rather misguided assumption. Anne, with her fierce determination and tireless work ethic, sets the standard for royal duty. In comparison, Camilla stumbles through public appearances, often seeming out of touch. It's clear to anyone paying attention Anne is a woman of substance, while Camilla's attempts to appear significant only highlight a lack of depth. It's almost strange to watch Camilla still not realize how irrelevant she becomes each time she tries to assert her place. It's like watching someone force something that just won't happen. You can see it in the awkward glances at public events, the forced attempts to appear regal, and the absence of natural charisma. Camilla's entire public image feels more like an awkward performance of what she thinks royalty should be, rather than a true reflection of the role. In contrast, Catherine shines effortlessly. Catherine doesn't have to pretend she's the real deal. Whether she's working passionately on children's mental health or championing environmental causes, Catherine's actions speak volumes about her values. She's also raising the next generation of royals with grace and care. While Camilla awkwardly goes through public engagements, Catherine is focused on shaping the monarchy's future with a strong sense of purpose. It's no wonder people are drawn to her. Catherine embodies the monarchy's potential, while Camilla seems to represent its stagnation. And speaking of stagnation, Camilla's interactions with Princess Anne add another interesting layer. There's a subtle tension between them, not heated, but rather a cool indifference that says, "I don't have time for this." Anne's quiet dismissal of Camilla isn't just satisfying to watch, it's a clear reflection of where Camilla really stands in the royal pecking order. Anne doesn't need to say a word to show that she sees right through Camilla's act, and it's refreshing to see someone so clearly unimpressed by the queen consort's empty pretenses. Camilla, however, doesn't seem to understand why she's so out of sync with the rest of the royal family, or worse, with the public. Her attempts at authority fall flat because they lack what figures like Anne and Catherine have naturally: authenticity. Catherine has modernized the monarchy with her easy grace, while Anne remains the symbol of unrelenting dedication, but Camilla feels trapped in a role that was never hers to fill. It's almost sad that she doesn't realize how out of place she is, yet it's hard to feel too sympathetic when she continually overplays her hand. What's intriguing is how both Catherine and Anne have managed to navigate the demands of royal life without the desperation that marks Camilla's every move. Catherine especially has mastered the art of being present without ever being overbearing, something Camilla could learn if she had more self-awareness. Catherine's ability to keep her dignity intact amid intense public scrutiny is remarkable, and she makes it look effortless. Camilla, by contrast, always seems tense, as if bracing for the next slip or public misstep. And given her track record, it's not a matter of if but when. This sums up the central challenge in Camilla's royal journey. Camilla has mistaken titles for respect, thinking that once she wore the crown, everything else would naturally fall into place. Yet with each passing day, her position within the royal family feels less secure. Her attempts to establish herself as a central figure in the monarchy are consistently undermined by her lack of charisma, skill, and public connection. At best, she's an accessory to Charles's reign, someone who may bear the title of queen consort but lacks the true presence to fulfill it. Meanwhile, Catherine and Anne continue to grow in influence, embodying the values the public wants in their royals. In the larger picture, Camilla's legacy may be one of missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential. While Catherine and Anne will be celebrated for their contributions to the monarchy's future, Camilla may end up as a footnote, a figure who tried but ultimately fell short of her title's expectations. It's a tough truth, but one that feels ever more likely as the royal family evolves. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss more insights like these.